Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to have you back again for another August Jersey Proof Update. I'm joined live today in Plain City, Ohio with Mark Boland.
Hope everyone's doing well. We're just going to talk about some proven bulls, some young bulls, a little bit of everything. And then at the end, we're going to talk about some new releases we got coming up between now and December.
You know, Mark, August Proofs were what Chuck and Jeff and our genetics team like to say is stable. Very excited to see that. The award-winning communication team has a great sire directory already placed out, and shout out to Jacqueline, who's not with us this time because she had a baby in June, and Leslie took the reins and put together a wonderful directory, and certainly appreciate that. But when you look inside that front cover on that high component directory, you'll see some stats. You know, there's 8 proven bulls over 100 JPI, 35 young bulls, Mark, over 120 JPI, 7 proven bulls over 0.5 in DPR, 23 over 8 JUI, and 8 proven bulls over 400 cheese, 34 over 550 cheese. I think you helped put those stats together, Mark. And one of the things we want to start with today is the 8, talk about designations first.
Yeah, we usually kick our live feeds off with our designations. Just want to point these out to everybody. Feed Pro, Fertility Pro, bulls that excel in fertility, Showcase bulls, Grazing Pro. One thing I want to point out is our Elite Sex Fertility bulls. These bulls are bulls that excel extremely well in the sex fertility product. And then also Mastitis Resistance Pro, which I think we have 3 bulls from proven and 3 from our young bulls that fit this category. It's a combination of CDCB mastitis, zoetis, and CDCB somatic cell score. They all have to hit that criteria, but just a very valid point. And I think we're going to talk about a bull later in the presentation that fits that logo.
Yeah, Mark, and that's one of the things I'm glad you hit on that leading into HHP dollars. It's one of the new indexes at Select Sires. It's one that we created, customized it for the Jersey breed. It was released with the April update and evaluation. And Mark, it's got a lot of emphasis on mastitis because we believe in the future, where do we need to be as a breed and an industry overall? And we think HHP dollars really hits that spot. I told you it was introduced in April. It doesn't include feed efficiency or calf health traits because not everybody tests through Zoetis to have those calf traits yet. So, but it does include improved selection for teat size and rear teat placement. The traits in it are listed on the screen: fat, protein, productive life, livability, somatic cell, DPR, CCR, HCR. So a lot of fertility in the animals, PTAT, udder depth, rear teat placement, teat length, and then 3 of the CDCB health traits, with mastitis being the big one, abomasum, displaced abomasum, and milk fever. When you compare it to the other indexes, you can see, Mark, that we're really stressing mastitis in this formula.
Yeah, because I think every day that we don't have mastitis is a good day for dairy. The less cows in your sick pen, the better off. Would like to point out that we don't have a negative % on milk also compared to all the other indexes. It's pretty balanced. A little less on CFP, but like you said, the mastitis is the highest across that board. And then conformation, as you see, is the highest as well.
And with the fertility being the highest. And the one thing we really like to see in this formula is the fact that the teat placements we used and the rear teats are not linear. They're optimum. So you don't want them too far back or too close. You know, you want an optimum in the middle. And I think this formula helps address that issue. With that said, we're going to roll ahead and go on into our Jersey graduates. We had 2 graduates that joined the program this time. And Mark, I think you're going to lead us off.
Yeah, I think this bull needs no introduction, and he was a very heavily used young sire. But it's 7JE 1758 Thrasher, the Pilgrim's son, out of the very good Solio, and then, or out of the Viceroy back to the Solio. He comes in at the ranks as number 2 for JPI at 159. He's 660 on the cheese merit, puts him 6th amongst active AI proven bulls. He'd be number 9 on the list for milk at 1,542 pounds of milk, number 7 protein bull, and number 8 for CFP. I'd also like to point out that DPR, just extremely high DPR with that amount of production and rank. His udders are negative, but I think you agree with me what we've seen. They're shallower than everyone thinks. I think these daughter photos show that they're better uddered than supposed to be, or what he's supposed to be. And I think we're just going to keep seeing these get better and better as we go on.
Yeah, Mark, you and I have both seen a lot of these daughters. We started seeing them back in March out at Victory. That's when that picture in the middle of the page there was taken. And just a real balanced cow. Plenty of width all the way through her. Lots of width in the rear udder even. I know the linear doesn't show that today, but I do think they're wider. They could be a little higher. I do think that's a trait this bull's going to do.
His JUI did go up a whole point. So, I mean, and that's a lot of jump just on 40 daughters and 10 herds.
Yeah, but this bull well sampled under the program, 151 daughters and 33 herds. He is from our partner, Jersey Land Sires. Both our graduates this time are. So I think that's pretty neat. But Thrasher, and you'll see a lot of his sons in our program a little later. The bull I get to talk about is 14J1762 Castro. You know, in April, Mark, we graduated the number 1 craze son. We'll talk about him in a minute. Well, now this one beat him by a point this time. So he's the number 1 craze son. He's a JX free pedigree. You can go all the way back. There's no JX in it. He comes into the lineup top 15 for JPI at 126. He's top 10 for cheese merit at 624 of proven bulls. He's an A2 bull. His dam's pictured to McKenzie there on the right. Just a real, then a marvel. And a lot of bulls you know back in this pedigree with Beretta and Dexter and Spirit Lou. There's just a lot of different bulls from times past that you see. And look at his JUI, 12.5. So, yes, Thrasher's a little negative for JUI. This bull's way positive. So you complement breeding. He's a bull that you can cross on a lot of different genetics in the lineup right now. And a bull that, you know, still 71 pounds of CFP. Just a lot of things you like in this bull. And a bull that's 103 on his calf respiratory and 102 on his metritis for the Zoetis traits. Just a real balanced bull. So those were our 2 graduates, Mark. We're going to go into our proven lineup with some bulls that had some nice days and some bulls that we just think the market needs to look at again. You want to take Stoney and start off?
Sure. I think this bull also needs no introduction as he just keeps getting better when he adds more daughters. This proof he added 110 daughters. He went up 93 pounds of milk. So he's at 100 pounds of milk. People say that's not a lot, but look at the protein and the fat. 77 pounds of fat on plus percents at 0.34% fat and 0.12% protein. 106 pounds of CFP. He's almost got more CFP than he does milk. I don't think you're going to find many bulls that are that close to one another. But he comes in the ranks as the number 4 JPI bull in the breed at 150. He's 697 on the cheese merit, which puts him at number 3. Number 7 for fat. Number 3 for productive life. I think just shows you the longevity of these cows. They're good uddered, put a lot of solids in the tank. He's A2. Just a bull that I think keeps getting better and better. And the more I see him lactation after lactation, he's just very, very impressive, and he just gets better every time.
And he's a high HHP dollar bull at 740. We've seen these daughters now for 2 years, 3 years. I don't know. It's been a long time. And they've just been super balanced. Not the tallest cows in the world, but boy, they've got strength.
Yep, got strength, and they put rear udders that are high and wide. I also like to point out, to look at all the designations at the top. He's Elite Sex Fertility, Fertility Pro, Robot, Feed Pro. Just checks a lot of boxes, and he's very, very balanced across the board.
And he's got a great maternal line. He's got at least 6 generations of very good and excellent dams. A bull that just doesn't need no introduction, and we're certainly glad he's in our lineup. First bull I get to talk about in a proven lineup is 1699 Pine. He's the Frisco son. He's a bull that I have just loved the daughters from the first time I saw them starting to calve in. They're a little taller, but they've got adequate strength. They have the shallow udders to them, just tremendous uddered cows. And you'll see the pictures around, the two on the right, Red Row Pine. We just pictured that one down in Mississippi in July in a grazing herd. She's 84 in her own right. And that's what you get, Mark.
Yep. And they're consistent as they come. And this bull did add over 1,100 daughters, I believe, to his proof. So he went from proven to really, really proven more than what he was.
Yeah, he's over 2,000 daughters now and almost 90 herds. So it was pretty well proven bulls, over 600 scored in 41 herds. And you look at the picture in the middle, Mark knows that I'm no photographer.
This
and
is above average for you.
Way above average. But it's a pretty good picture from South Africa. Got to travel there this year, and Peter brought these two cows out for us to look at. Told me he had a couple Pines milking. I asked him how he liked them, and he said, we'll show them to you later. And when they came out, they're pretty special cows. So he's working around the world, which is something we like to see for our Worldwide Sires team. And this bull is a bull I think is going to be in the lineup with a great pedigree, 87 dimension, then a 93-point action. You understand. You see a lot of action in these daughters.
Yep, and he's positive mastitis. Look at the DPR, and he's positive SCR, so he does it all.
He really does. Great bull to have at Select, and certainly wanted to point him out again today. He carries that Graze Pro logo and the Robot Pro designation at the top of the page as well.
As we mentioned already, Starlord made the proven ranks last time as the #1 Craze son, but he's dropped a little bit just below Castro. The bull actually went up 3 points of JPI to 124, so he'd be the #2 Craze son, but that puts him in the top 20 for JPI. He's top 20 for cheese merit at 538, a positive 600-pound milk bull, 284 cell, 2 on DPR, break even on his mastitis. Just a bull that really keeps exemplifying what these Craze sons can do. Very good Determinant, very good Lexington, very good Freedom, very good Beretta. So there's 4 generations of very good dams. He's 12 JUI, positive SCR. Look at the calf scours and calf respiratory at 104 and 101. And he's #5 for productive life at 5.2. Daughters are really good uddered, shallow uddered, got enough strength to go and exemplify that productive life at 5.2.
Next bull I'm going to talk about is 1712 Butkus from down at Faria Brothers in West Texas. A bull that's a familia out of a very good Chile, then a Harris. Bull that's 600 HHP dollars. A bull that's in the top 15 of the breed for JPI at 132. And, Mark, he added 823 daughters this time and 18 herds. So a bull that's well sampled. That's one of the things we wanted to point out in these bulls we're talking about so far. Just incredible reliability in these bulls. 200 daughters scored, and he goes up 0.2 in type this time. He went up 275 pounds of milk. He's up 39 cheese merit dollars, makes him in the top 15 of the breed for cheese merit. And Mark, I know when we took this Butkus group picture out at Victory, they're so consistent.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is only 3 that we put together, but I think we pulled out a bunch to look at, and we could have done probably 4 or 5 different groups. Just the uniformity is across there is just great on this bull. They got plenty of width to the rear udder and strength. Just cows that are going to last a long time.
Yeah, he's a bull that I just think fits that grazing market. You see, he has that Graze Pro designation. He has the Robot Ready up top and Feed Pro. So a bull that carries a lot of those economic valuable traits that we need to be looking for.
So we talked about JX free pedigree. This is the other bull in our proven lineup that has that. It's from our partners at Jerseyland. It's 7JE 1630 Kestrel P. I would say he's a milk wagon.
There's no doubt.
He's almost 2,800 pounds of milk, 55 of fat, and 67 of protein. That's the #1 protein bull in the breed and the #1 milk bull in the breed. So it makes it 122 CFP. Just a bull that keeps getting better and better. He's added only a couple daughters to this proof. He held very well, and he just keeps to exemplify what he can do. He's feed pro, fertility pro, got that sex designation, and robot pro. These daughters, I think, if we went and repictured them right now, their udders would be the same because they do not change at all.
You know, Mark, I took a couple snapshots. I went and walked cows in California a couple weeks ago and looked at several kestrels, second lactation. They were 200 days in milk, udders still right where they were, like at these red top ones, the Valsigna animal at the top of the page. I mean, I was just really impressed with that much flow, outlier for milk that he is, that the udders are just staying right there.
Yeah, and he's top 10 for the indexes for JPI at number 9 and 7 for cheese merit at 651. So just an all-around bull that just keeps getting better and better.
We're going to switch gears and go to our genomic jersey highlights right now. And if you have any questions, please reach out. As we reach this part, we did have a question from some friends in New Zealand about a bull last night. Wild is who I think they were asking about. And unfortunately, Wild's a bull that never made any semen, Mark, so we don't have any to market on him around the world. But they do still show on our website, so you see them. But always feel free to ask questions on bulls like that. So we're glad the Glomes reached out and asked that question. First bull in our genomic lineup we're going to talk about is the number 1 polled young sire in the breed, the number 2 JPI bull in the breed, 4J Monster PET, 7JE 2000. Well, we're racking up bulls pretty quick. 2000, you remember the last bull that was 1000 was T-Bone. He was a pretty influential bull, and after Thrasher's Day this week, this Thrasher son's looking pretty good at the top of the list. 169 JPI. Look at his HHP dollars, 801. He's 732 for cheese merit, which puts him in the top 20. 130 CFP. He's out of a very good Listowel dam, then a Mackenzie. Bred out at the Junio family. Ryan and his father enjoyed the visit with them a week ago. And just a herd of cows that you really need to see to appreciate, Mark.
Yeah, 1,000 pounds of milk, 130 CFP, positive percents. But then also look at the 901 DWP. He's 12 on wellness trait dollars, 49 calf wellness dollars, and look at the calf livability, scours, and respiratory all over 100. So really, really impressive on that.
And A2, and pole. So a great bull to lead off our genomic young sire group. A bull that, yes, he's a little minus on his JUI, but they have some strength to him. I think he's going to be a bull when we get proven daughters. We always say they're genomic tested and daughter proven. And you see we value that daughter proof from what we've shown you in our proven bulls earlier today.
Another Thrasher son that had a really, really big day was 7JE 5078 Midway from the River Valley partners we have. 158 JPI puts him at number 10 on the JPI Young Sire list. 67 of fat, 48 of protein, 115 CFP, 288 on the cell count. He's almost 700 cheese, positive JUI. He actually went up 325 pounds of milk, 19 JPI points, and 69 cheese merit dollars. And just exemplifies what this bull can do. The dammed 3 different angles over there on the side, just an excellent 91-point cow, and I think she proves that in her photos. But, I mean, 750 HHP, 723 DWP, just a bull that you really like. 42 on a calf wellness, and over 100 on a calf livability, scours, and respiratory.
And Mark, you mentioned that 91-point Listowel, but then there's a very good Mackenzie and a 91-point Zuma. So a deep pedigree on this bull, a lot. You know, a bull that we're very happy to have in our lineup. We've used him as a mating sire, just like we did Monster P as well, and probably didn't use him enough, to be honest with you. With Thrasher having the day he had, it's great to have all these sons. Thrasher originally was a sexed-only bull, just like Midway and Monster were, and we've released them now in conventional form. Nicholas is the next bull I get to talk about, another Thrasher son from out at Victory in South Dakota, his crazed dam pictured there on the right of the screen. A bull that's top 25 for JPI, top 20 for cheese or CFP, excuse me, number 7 for livability in the breed. Thrasher out of a craze, out of a McKenzie, plus JUI, 129 CFP on 960 pounds of milk. A bull that's just shy of 700 on his HHP dollars and 660 cheese merit dollars. A bar chart to the right when you look down that bar chart. And a bull that's 82, calf wellness dollars, 105 for all 3 calf traits, livability, scours, and respiratory.
And he's got that grazing pro designation at the top as well. Next bull we're going to talk about is 7JE 1949 Wiggy, another Thrasher son. Actually brought back to our active young sire lineup, wasn't on there, had a great day. Went up 106 cheese merit dollars and 22 JPI points, so we felt he really needed to be added back in. He's 147 JPI, 696 cheese. This bull is the number 1 livability bull at 4.5 in the breed. He's 62 pounds of fat, 46 of protein, plus percents, positive DPR, 654 HHP, A2, and look at this one's calf wellness, 103 and 107 for livability and scours and 104 for respiratory. So just a bull that you really admire out of a Tux, and then a Victor behind that, bred with our Jersey Land partners at in California and Texas at the Wickstrom Dairy with Brent and his father.
Weld is another one from Dupat, Mike and Brent, the whole family. Just a bull that got added back to our system, went up 19 JPI points, Mark, 146 today. A bull that's also up 77 cheese merit dollars to 672. Bull that's a low somatic cell bull at 281, 97 CFP. A Thrasher son that's 6.3 on JUI. He's A2. He's another bull that's plus on his calf wellness dollars at 26. He's right there at break even for livability at 99, but he's 101 for scours, 105 for respiratory. And a trait that people don't talk about a lot, lameness. This bull's 108 for lameness on the Zoetis data. So just another, it's a Thrasher, got made, fearless, sire stack that we think brings a little diversity to us.
Just sticking with the trend of Thrasher sons today, we got Kamikaze from our partners at Jersey Land Sires. This bull was bred by Garrett Board down in Dalhart, Texas. He's 111 JPI, so most probably just not too high, but he's out of a 95-point Valentino dam you see at the right of the screen. Over 1,100 of milk, 81 on the CFP. This bull went up 19 JPI points and 81 cheese merit dollars, 278 cell, 3.6 productive life, over 10 on JUI, a bar chart you would love to see, mostly to the right, A2. And look at the SCR, he's 1.8. So really balanced bull from a great pedigree and fertility on top of it.
And Mark, if I'm right, there's another excellent dam in that Kokomo back behind the Valentino. Isn't she 91, 92, something like that? So a deep pedigree Thrasher son here that we're certainly glad we have in Kamikaze. Sancho is the next bull we're going to talk about. We like to talk about some unique sires we have. He's a Westport son, out of a Listowel, out of a Harris, bred up at Sand Creek Dairy, but obtained by Jersey Land Sires. He's 143 JPI, right at 800 pounds of milk, 111 CFP with plus percents at 0.11 and 0.08. He's a bull that's great calf wellness at $83, 102 on his calf livability, 108 on his calf scours, 103 on respiratory, A2, a bull that just checks a lot of boxes for a lot of people, 279 cell count, does a lot of things right, and we wanted to make sure you find this Westport son in the lineup.
A bull that I think everyone's been waiting for to hit the conventional semen market now is available, and that's Rowley's 1996 Danielle Tucker, a bull that's been sexed for a while. that we finally released conventional. He comes out at 141 on the JPI, 942 milk, 94 on CFP. He's 677 on his cheese, 10.4 JUI. I mean, the dam's got a second lactation photo up there that we just did recently. She's 87 down there at Steve Rowley's. And then you get to see what this bull is. His daughter, or his sister, full sister down there in the right-hand corner, going very good, 85. Just a cow that exemplified, had width, power, height and width. That rear udder looked like she was milking really, really well. I think a bull that needs no explanation, that everyone had been waiting for, and he is available with conventional semen out to the market now.
I just love the fact, Mark, that we got to go down and see the full sister and get these pictures done. It's great to see cows mature. The dam got raised from 84 to 87, and you can see this 85-point full sister. Gives you a little more confidence in this bull's offering, because he's been a sire father for a long time. You're seeing a lot of tuckers starting to come through our program this fall. You'll start seeing those released, I think, November. We'll have our first ones. I believe that's when it is.
There's another bull that we talked about calf wellness on these other ones, but he's 90 calf wellness dollars, over 113 on calf respiratory, 109 on calf livability, and 100 on scours. So another calf wellness pro bull.
You know, and Steve's a grazing herd that's organic down in South Mississippi. It wasn't very cool that day we were there, Mark.
No, I don't even know if you would put cool in a sentence with that, but that's okay.
But it was these cows doing well and thriving in that environment. So it's great to have these bulls from those type of herds as well. Geppetto's a bull I get to talk about next. He's a gifted son from out at Alum Farms Partnership. Sabino and Roger Herrera, super people. Got a great herd of cows that Bill Alum developed. A bull that's 157 JPI. So he's top 15 in the breed for JPI. 766 cheese puts him in the top 5 for cheese merit dollars. He's a bull that was a sire father for us. He is still only available, sexed only. He carries that Graze Pro logo. He carries the Feed Pro and the Robot Pro. He's a bull that's 714 DWP. He's A2A2. Great calf wellness bull again, Mark. 101 on his calf wellness dollars, 106 on livability, 105 on scours, 110 on respiratory. A bull that does make them a little shorter, which some people are wanting that around the world. Don't want these jerseys to get too tall. This bull's one that can do that for you. And he's a bull that we've used heavily as a sire father, starting to get some really nice offspring that are getting genomics back just now.
Another sexed-only bull that we still have in our lineup is Dabo P, created in the JART program, but goes back to the National Grand Champion in Circus. He's number 3 young polled sire in the breed. He's number 5 for cheese merit amongst polled bulls. Overall, in young bulls, he's 12th for JPI at 156. Look at the somatic cell. He's 271, positive on 1.4 on his CDCB mastitis. Number 2 for livability, positive JUI, 785 on HHP, A2A2. The dam's now excellent 90, and we're hoping to go see her here in a month or so. Another calf wellness bull that's 104 on livability, scours, and 106 on respiratory. I think a bull that just keeps exemplifying what he can do, a little different back in there. Going back to a national grand champion. He's a feed pro bull, a sex fertility bull, and a grazing pro bull on top of it.
And it's awful fun having an Ohio State Buckeye talk about Dabo. But since we're getting close to football season. But he is a bull that we love, that cow family. Buster Goff did a lot of things right, building on what Ryan Lancaster did with Circus. You know, you're talking about great breeders back behind this bull, and he sure checks a lot of boxes. And if you pay attention to the top JPI lists that have come out recently, you'll see Dabo's at the top of them, and you're going to continue to see more of them. So he's just an excellent bull to have in our program. Next bull I get to talk about, Checkoff P, another sexed-only option. Is he released now, Mark?
He was just
I thought he was
on
released.
Tuesday. Yes.
I thought he was released in August. He's a Dimitri P, developed by Jersey Land, a sire father for us, of course. He is polled out of the Enzo Charlize that's pictured there at the top right, and then a lemon head, and then a Pharaoh that's pictured at the bottom, excellent 90. Beautiful rear udder shot on that cow, Mark. But a bull that is polled and does a lot of things right. 141 JPI, 682 cheese, a bull that's 5'4" productive life. He's plus livability, 97 CFP, but 13 JUI, something you really like to see. He's A2. He's a number 9 polled young sire, number 8 for cheese merit polled, and number 7 for JUI. So top 10 across those 3 traits, and a lot of other things on that bar chart to the right that you like to see.
Next bull we have that just got released with conventional semen. He's a top 20 JUI bull, being 15.9 on JUI. Is 250 JE 1947 Corsair. Also out of the Charlize cow at the top of your right screen, and then the third dam, the 90-point Pharaoh down at the bottom. Was at River Valley. He's 129 JPI, 584 cheese, 754 pounds of milk, plus percents on 89 CFP, 289 cell, plus livability 4.8 DPR. Just a bull that exemplifies what this family keeps doing. I think you see a lot of these every day, but we get more and more all the time. He's 676 HHP, 101 on lameness, A2. Has that Robot Pro designation, and he comes from our partners at Jerseyland also.
Well, and Charlize, I didn't mention it when I talked about Checkoff a minute ago. She's dry, getting ready to calve again, so looking forward to seeing her fresh again this winter when we're in California. Changing gears a little bit on a sire stack for you. Uncommon. He's a Gislif son. Gislif, one of the Danish bulls, out of a Steve, out of a Voltage from out at Wickstrom Dairies. Aaron and Tim Wickstrom out in Hillmar, California. One of the Jerseyland herds, but this one comes through our program. 129 JPI, 695 HHP. And Mark, he carries that Mastitis Resistance Pro logo that we talked about earlier.
Yeah, just some rare numbers to go along, like 1-2 mastitis from CDCB, like you said, 100 on mastitis from Zoetis. But that designation pro or mastitis pro is a sure thing that you can watch for going down the road.
Yeah, and a bull that's plus on DPR 1 point, just does a lot of things right. It's uncommon set of traits this bull brings to the table, so he's named very correctly in what he brings, and a unique sire stack that can be used with a lot of faith and what he's going to bring.
The next bull is Chief Son from Red Top out there at Wickstrom Dairies. He's a top 30 cheese merit bull, being 710 cheese merit. It's a top 15 fat bull, 83 pounds of fat and plus 0.6% fat. He's almost 1,000 on his milk, 819 CFP, 3.6 productive life, plus livability, positive JUI, 711 DWP. Has that sex designation at the top. He's A2, 74 on the calf wellness, and then all over 100 on this calf livability, scours, and respiratory. He's a Chief from a Steve, back to a Lane. Also comes from our partners at Jerseyland in California and Texas.
Blizzards, the next bull I want to talk about, another Valsigna bull. This is a Pine son. You know, we talked about Pine earlier, Mark. He's got a lot of daughter data. This is a bull that we used as a sire father, 131 JPI today, 107 CFP. A bull that's right 7.4 JUI, but a great HHP dollar bull at 724. He's 581 cheese merit today. But he does a lot of things right, unique being a Pine son. There's not a lot of those in stud. And I just think a deep cow family with that 85-point Steve behind him that we can build off of, and we know what Steve does. So I think this is an A2 option that just builds a lot of confidence and adds variety to our program. We're very fortunate to have SCRs that we have. Mel, the team in the barn, the Dr. Good's people that take care of these bulls every day. The product, these genetics are great. Mark and I can develop a lot of things. We can create what you need if you let us know. But if it doesn't make a pregnancy, Mark, it doesn't really matter. And this is a graph or chart that I just think really shows what Select Sires is about in the Jersey breed. Mel, the whole lab team, the barn team, 4 of the top 5 SCR bulls in the breed who live at Select Sires, 7 of the top 10, and 15 of the top 20. It gets cows pregnant.
And it's consistent every proof run. I mean, these numbers maybe fluctuate by 1 every now and then, but it's consistent. And we are grateful for our team that we have here behind us.
Yeah, Mark and I get a little antsy when we're trying to get some of these young bulls to make calves and stuff, but we have a very great team around us, and it takes a lot of people, and we're certainly thankful to get these results. We always like to leave you with what's coming between now and December. That's highlight to make sure you see them, because these bulls aren't in the directory. They're not, they're on the website. You can find them. But the first one we're going to talk about, and they just happen this time, Mark, to be all accelerated genetics bulls. It's funny how it works out sometimes.
Yep.
But the first one's a pot of gold son named Ramada, 614 JE 2061. He's 135 JPI today, 104 CFP with almost 1,100 pounds of milk. He's a bull that's 2.8 somatic and a bull that, you know, has those rear udder height and width over a point. A bull that is out of a chief pictured at the top of the page. We just saw her down in Mississippi as well, Mark. She's down at Steve Rowley's milking for us, and she's pictured there at about 11 months in milk, I believe. Cow that's just got a beautiful udder, just went 82. You just really like a lot of things about this cow, and you'll see several sons in our program. And she was a top 20 heifer in the breed at one time, and she's still high. So, you know, it's just a great pedigree. We're certainly looking forward to our first pot of gold son to get released. Now, he's coming in October, so make sure you make yourself aware of him.
Another release we got coming in November. As we said, we had Tucker sons coming, and this is one of the first ones. It'd be a Tucker out of a Jiggy from World Cup, 159 JPI, 740 cheese merit, 750 of milk with 97 CFP and plus percents. 6.0 in productive life. He's 1.9 livability, 701 HHP, almost 10 JUI. He's A2. Look at the calf wellness again. He's 105 for lameness. This bull is going to be sexed only in November, and that is 614 JE 2069 drive.
Yeah, we talked about moving through bulls quick. We're already up to 2069. And this is a bull we're using as a sire father right now. And you can see why with what he brings to the table, especially on those calf wellness traits. Last bull we're going to mention today is a bull that everybody's finding on all the charts. He's going to be a November release. Want to get that out there. 614 JE 2083 seismic PP. He's homozygous polled. He's a Dimitri P son out of a Schuyler dam, then a Listowel bred out at Alum Farms in California. He's 171 JPI. He's 768 cheese merit. He's 815 HHP dollars. And look, 1.4 on type, 21.7 JUI. Off the charts, Mark, for JUI on this bull.
Break even on his CDCV mastitis. He's over 100 on his Zoetis mastitis and that 279 cell. So just a bull that, if he could have it, I think would hit that mastitis resistance.
He's going to carry it. Logos don't get put on till these bulls go active or the designations. So looking forward to seeing what this bull, all the different designations he's going to have, because it's going to be a lot of them. And everybody's finding this bull right now, but he'll be released in sex products. So we got 3 great sexed-only options coming between now and December in our accelerated genetic lineup. So, Mickey, got a lot to talk about this fall. You and Schuyler in the promotion part of it. As always, we know this is early in the morning on the East Coast, so it's early on the West Coast for sure. Other parts of the world, hopefully you'll review this a little later. You can always reach out to us to get any questions answered. Mark, anything you'd like to end with?
No, I guess if anyone has any questions and we didn't catch them now, or you have any going forward, just let us know. Our emails are there. put it on the Facebook. We'll get a hold of it and answer your questions. But I think overall, wrapping this up, we had a great August proof run, and looking forward to the next 4 months, and we'll be back in December.
And we look forward to seeing everyone. Thank you for tuning in today, and look forward to talking to you again in December.